You feel that line in your chest, don't you? Another night. Screen glowing in the dark. 1,000 tabs open. A million thoughts. You tell yourself you're tired. You'll start tomorrow. You'll get serious next week. But somewhere deep down, you know the truth. Time is leaking. Not in some dramatic movie scene. Quietly. Through scrolling. Through overthinking. Through replaying the same rejection. The same argument. The same betrayal over and over in your head, like a looped film. You're not weak. You're just stuck in a mental trap. You want a calm, sharp mind. You want to build something real. A stronger body. A purpose-driven career. A peaceful inner world that doesn't collapse every time someone ignores your message or disrespects you. But your days keep getting stolen by noise. Old wounds. Notifications. Doubt. Seneca's quote hits different when you realize he's talking about you. He's not saying your life is too short. He's saying your life is long enough if you stop handing it away to meaningless things. That's the war you're in right now. And this is where Stoicism walks in. Not as some dusty philosophy. Not as be a robot with no feelings. But as a clear, sharp operating system for your mind. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, journaled like you overthink. Epictetus started as a slave. Seneca faced exile and death. They didn't write from comfort. They wrote from chaos, fear, pressure, and the constant reminder that time is finite. You feel their world more than you think. Different clothing, same human mind. In this video, you're going to walk through 7 brutal Stoic truths that will force you to stop wasting time and start actually building your life now. Not in theory, in your habits, your choices, your identity. You're going to see why you cling to distractions, why rejection and disrespect haunt you longer than they should, and how your own mind is secretly draining your days. You will learn how to step into a calmer, more dangerous kind of focus. A mind that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, doesn't collapse. Just steady, clear, unshakable. If you're ready to turn your anxiety and overthinking into fuel instead of chains, make this a line in the sand. Tap like, subscribe, and stay with this all the way through. You don't multitask your way into a new life. You give your full attention. And drop this in the comments right now as a small but powerful first move. I refuse to waste my life. Back to that quote for a moment. We waste much of it. Seneca isn't accusing you. He's waking you up. He's saying, your days are not being stolen by fate. They're being traded for things that don't matter. And that's the real pain, isn't it? Not just that people ghost you. Not just that someone betrayed you. The deeper pain is realizing you've given years of mental energy to people who don't think of you at all. You've replayed conversations they've forgotten. You've built prisons out of moments they walked away from. A Stoic mind sees this clearly and makes a different choice. You are not just a guy who overthinks. You are a mind in training. A Stoic mind, learning to stand still in the middle of the storm instead of being tossed around by every wave. In the next part, we're going to step into the first brutal Stoic truth. It will cut through one of the biggest lies you've been living with about time, comfort, and the way you move through your day. It might sting, but on the other side of that sting is clarity. Because before you can build your life, you have to see exactly where it's being quietly burned away. You felt it in the last part. That quiet sting when you realized how much of your life has been traded away, not stolen. That's the beginning of a Stoic awakening, when numbness turns into awareness. Now we move into the first brutal truths. The first, your time is a blade, not a couch. Most people treat time like a soft blanket, something to sink into, something to kill. You hear it all the time, just killing time. But a Stoic doesn't kill time. A Stoic realizes time is already cutting closer every day. Marcus Aurelius said, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. He's not trying to scare you. He's trying to focus you. Imagine you're standing on a battlefield. You're holding a sword, and every minute you either sharpen it or let it rust. When you postpone the difficult conversation, delay the workout, scroll instead of study, you're not resting. You're letting your blade dull. In modern life, this looks like just one more video. I'll start next month. I'm too exhausted to care. Yet somehow you still have energy for drama, gossip, and replaying past pain. Your mind isn't tired. It's misdirected. A simple way to live this truth. Every morning, choose one thing that, if done, makes the day a win. Not 10. 1. Do it early, even if small. That's you choosing to sharpen the blade first, before the world pulls you into softness. Say this to yourself. I don't kill time. I forge with it. The second brutal truth. Comfort is quietly making you weak. Not rest. Not recovery. Comfort. The kind that keeps you from ever stepping into the cold wind of growth. You avoid discomfort like it's a threat. Awkward conversations. Saying no. Being seen as a beginner. Sitting with the pain of rejection without numbing it with dopamine. So life gives you an illusion. Endless small pleasures that keep you from facing the bigger wound. Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Freedom isn't doing whatever you feel like. That's how addictions are born. Freedom is being able to feel an urge and not obey it. To feel the pull of the couch and still go to the gym. To feel the sting of a text left on read and not spiral into self-hatred. Right now, your nervous system is trained to escape. Feel stress, open your phone. Feel lonely? Chase attention. Feel bored? Scroll. Every escape costs you strength. Start microscopic. Take one small discomfort on purpose daily. A cold shower. A 25-minute deep work block with your phone in another room. Saying, "No, I'm not available tonight." When you know saying yes would drain you, you're telling your brain, we don't run from the cold. We become the kind of man who can stand in it. Identity shift. I choose the storm that shapes me, not the comfort that dissolves me. The third brutal truth. Your attention is your real life. Your life is not lived in years. It's lived in moments of attention. Where your focus goes, your life quietly follows. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Think about what dyes your mind daily. If you pour comparison, drama, outrage, and thirst traps into your attention, what color do you think your inner world takes on? You wake up, check your phone, and suddenly you're in 10 different lives. Arguments, news, people you'll never meet. You carry all of that into your day. No wonder you feel heavy and scattered. Your mental battlefield is filled with enemies you willingly invited in. But you can reverse this. Before you touch your phone in the morning, sit with yourself for 2 minutes. Breathe. Decide one thing you want to move forward today. Then, as you go through your day, ask yourself, is this sharpening my mind or staining it? If you're still here, your attention is already different from most. Take a second and anchor it. Comment, "My attention is my life," if you're claiming that shift. And if this is hitting you, make sure you're subscribed so this becomes a regular reset, not a one-time wake-up. Because when you guard your time, your comfort, and your attention, you're not just changing your schedule. You're changing your identity. You're stepping out of the crowd of distracted, restless men and into something calmer, rarer, more dangerous in the best way. A quiet, focused mind is a powerful presence. In the next part, we'll go even deeper into the truths that cut closer to the bone. How your emotions, your relationships, and your fears about rejection and failure are either building your life or burning it slowly. You're not here to drift. You're here to direct. You started to feel it already. When you pick up your phone now, there's a tiny pause. When you reach for comfort, you hear a quiet voice asking, "Is this sharpening me or softening me?" That's not just motivation. That's the beginning of a new identity. But to really stop wasting your life, you have to go deeper than time, comfort, and attention. You have to confront your emotions, your relationships, your fears, and the way you see your entire future. Here's the next brutal Stoic truth. Your emotions are your responsibility, not their punishment. Most of your time gets wasted not in activity, but in emotional spirals. Someone ignores your message. A friend disappoints you. A partner disrespects you. And instead of feeling the sting, learning from it, and moving forward, you build a whole world around it. You replay conversations, imagine revenge speeches, stalk their pages, analyze every word. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Modern translation, the event is short, your reaction is long. The event is outside your control. Your reaction is yours. You cannot control whether they ghost you. You can control whether you spend 3 weeks mentally chasing them. You can't control if your boss is unfair. You can control whether you bring that bitterness into your workout, your side project, your sleep. Emotional responsibility doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you feel fully. Then choose your response with clarity instead of letting the wound run your day. Identity shift. I feel deeply, but I respond consciously. Next brutal truth. People show you who they are. Your job is acceptance, not fantasy. You waste insane amounts of time trying to rewrite other people in your head. You hold on to their potential. You remember the one good week and ignore the 6 months of mixed signals, disrespect, or inconsistency. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When someone shows you their true character, why complain? Recognize what has happened and move on." You're not meant to be the editor of other people's souls. You're meant to be the guardian of your own. If someone consistently disrespects your time, believe that. If friends only show up when they need something, believe that. If someone keeps you as a backup option, believe that. Acceptance doesn't mean you hate them. It means you stop building a fantasy version of them in your mind and wasting years trying to force it to come true. Practically, this looks like stepping back when actions and words don't match. It looks like saying less, observing more, and quietly reassigning people's roles in your life. Identity shift. I don't chase potential. I respond to reality. Next brutal truth. Your fear of failure is wasting more time than failure ever will. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment. But often, you're waiting for a version of yourself that's not scared anymore. That version doesn't exist. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Think about how many nights you've lost to imagine disasters. Starting the business, posting the content, switching careers, asking for what you want. In your head, everything collapses. In reality, most failures are small, quiet, and fixable. The real danger isn't failing. It's never even stepping onto the path, then waking up 5 years later in the exact same place, with the exact same excuses, but less energy and less belief in yourself. Take one thing you've been fearing. Break it into the smallest visible action. Send the email. Record the first rough video. Go to one class. When the fear comes up, don't argue with it. Walk with it. Identity shift. I don't wait to be fearless. I move with fear in my hand. Final brutal truth for this video. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. You've been taught to see discipline as a prison. Rules, restrictions, no fun. So you run from it, not realizing that a lack of discipline is its own prison. Low energy, scattered focus, half-built dreams, and a constant, quiet shame. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations to impress anyone. He wrote them to keep himself in line. A Roman emperor reminding himself daily to show up, to control his reactions, to stay on his path. You don't need a perfect system. You need a few non-negotiables that prove to you, every day, that you respect yourself. Sleep at a real time. Move your body. Touch your goals before you touch your phone. Guard the first and last hour of your day like a fortress. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're sending a message to your subconscious. I am someone worth showing up for. Identity shift. My discipline is how I show myself love. Now you've seen all 7 brutal truths. Time as a blade. Comfort as a quiet enemy. Attention as your real life. Emotions as your responsibility. People as they are, not as you dream. Fear as a companion, not a jailer. Discipline as self-respect. Ignore these truths, and life stays exactly as it is. Scattered, reactive, tinged with regret. Live them, and your days start to align. Your mind becomes clearer. Your presence stronger. Your path more defined. In the next part, we're going to pull them together into something even deeper. Not just habits, but a Stoic worldview. A calm, focused mind that can walk through storms without losing itself. You've noticed it, haven't you? The way you're watching your own life a little differently now. You see the scroll and you catch yourself. You feel the pull of comfort and there's a quiet resistance. You feel a surge of emotion and, for a split second, you don't just drown in it, you watch it. That's not a small thing. That's the beginning of a new self. Up to now, we've talked about truths. Time, comfort, attention. Emotions, people, fear. Discipline. But Stoicism isn't just a list of rules. It's a way of seeing the world. A way of standing on the battlefield of life with a different posture. Think of your old mindset like fog. Thick, heavy, confusing. You moved, but you couldn't see far. Every rejection felt like the end. Every delay felt like proof that you're behind. Every mistake felt like a verdict. Now imagine stepping above that fog. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the core of the Stoic worldview. The storm is real. The battlefield is real. People will still disappoint you. Plans will still break. Your body will still get tired. But there's a place inside you that remains steady. A command center you can return to. You used to live as if life was happening to you. Now you start to see life is happening around you and through you, but your mind is the place you meet it. Picture yourself as a warrior standing in rain. Before, every drop felt like an attack. Now you realize the rain is just rain. Your response is the real battle. Epictetus said, "Man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them." When someone ghosts you, the fact is simple. They stopped responding. That's it. The suffering comes from the story. I'm not enough. I'll always be abandoned. I must have done something wrong. Stoicism doesn't deny the sting. It strips away the story. Fact, feeling, response. That's the Stoic order. This is where identity shifts. You're not just a man trying to be productive. You're a guardian of your mind. You're not just someone with anxiety. You are a clear-eyed observer of your own thoughts, choosing which ones deserve your attention and which ones dissolve. Your time becomes holy ground. Your attention becomes a gate. Your discipline becomes your armor. Your calm becomes your sword. On the battlefield of your day, most people are running in every direction, chasing every noise. You are learning to move slower, more deliberate. You speak less. You notice more. You start to understand that walking away from pointless conflict is not weakness. It's conservation of energy for real battles. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Bravery here isn't running into physical danger. It's facing your own mind without flinching. It's looking into the mirror and admitting where you've wasted time, where you've betrayed your own standards, and choosing to realign without self-hatred. You start to see your life as a path, not a prison. Every day, you wake up on that path again. Some days you move slowly. Some days you stumble. Some days you feel like you're sprinting. But the direction is set, away from distraction, toward purpose. Away from emotional slavery, toward inner authority. This is the bigger Stoic worldview. You don't control the length of the path. You don't control who walks beside you forever or who leaves halfway. But you do control how you walk. Head down and reactive, or upright and aware. Right now, whether you feel it fully or not, you're already shifting from the old self to the new. From scattered to centered. From chasing to choosing. From wasting to building. In the final part, we're going to turn all of this into marching orders. Clear, simple actions you can take starting today. So this doesn't stay as a good video, but becomes the quiet turning point in your story. Take a breath. Look at how far you've already come in this one watch. You began with a vague unease, a sense that time was slipping, that your mind was cluttered, that you were reacting more than living. Now, you've seen the architecture behind that feeling. The truths you've been living against instead of with. Time as a blade. Comfort as a subtle enemy. Attention as your real life. Emotions as your responsibility. People as they are, not as you wish. Fear as a companion. Discipline as self-respect. This is where it all comes together. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That's the marching order of this entire video. No more debating with yourself about whether you're ready. No more endless thinking about the man you could be. From here forward, it's about small, consistent moves that align you with who you already know you are deep down. Start with your mornings. The first hour is your throne room. Before the world makes demands, you decide who you are. No phone, no chaos. Just you, your breath, and your intention. Revisit these truths. My time is sharp. My comfort is optional. My attention is sacred. Then choose one meaningful action and do it early. Guard your attention like it's your last resource. Because it is. Every time you catch yourself drifting into mindless scrolling or rehearsing old pain, don't attack yourself. Just notice, breathe, and bring your focus back to what strengthens you. You're not trying to be perfect. You're training your mind like a muscle. When rejection or disrespect hits, feel it fully. Then respond as the man you're becoming, not the boy you used to be. You don't chase people who walk away. You don't argue with their behavior. You accept what they show you and recenter on your path. Your emotional storms become signals, not prisons. Bring fear with you instead of waiting for it to disappear. Fear before a risk is just proof that you care. Take the smallest action that moves you forward and let experience, not imagination, inform your next step. And discipline. This is where it moves from theory to identity. Don't build a prison of rules you can't sustain. Build a backbone of non-negotiables that express your self-respect. Move your body. Work on your craft. Protect your sleep. Protect your mind. These are not chores. These are you proving, daily, that you take your life seriously. You are not becoming a cold, emotionless statue. You are becoming a calm, clear presence. A man who feels deeply, sees clearly, and acts deliberately. A mind that can walk through betrayal, setbacks, and uncertainty without collapsing. This is what a Stoic life looks like in the modern world. Not perfect, not aesthetic, steady. If this spoke to you, don't let it vanish into the noise of your day. Anchor it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My time is my sword, and I will use it well. Share this with someone who's stuck in the same loops you've escaped for years. Someone who needs a calm, honest voice more than another empty motivation clip. And if you want this kind of grounded, stoic guidance in your corner regularly, subscribe and stay plugged into this community of men training their minds, not just chasing quick highs. You don't control how long you're here, but you do control how awake you are while you are here. So from this moment forward, walk differently. Treat your days like a battlefield where your focus, your responses, and your discipline are your weapons. Treat your mind like a temple, not a trash can. Treat your life like something you refuse to waste. Because the truth is simple. You are not out of time. You are out of excuses. Now go sharpen your blade.